Prologue, October 18, 2023, 6:47 a.m. Dr. Patricia Moss's phone rang at 6:47 on a Friday morning, pulling her from a dream she couldn't quite remember. She fumbled for it in the darkness of her bedroom, squinting at the screen. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. Unknown numbers at 6:47 a.m. meant nothing good. Telemarketer, wrong number, or the kind of call that changed everything. But something made her press accept. Some instinct born from 15 years of psychiatric practice that taught you to answer when crisis called. Dr. Moss. A woman's voice, professional but strained. This is Detective Sarah Chen with the Atlanta Police Department. I apologize for calling so early, but I need to ask you about one of your patients. Patricia sat up, suddenly awake. Which patient? David Brennan. I understand you've been treating him for... A pause, papers rustling. Bipolar disorder with psychotic features. The coffee maker in her kitchen was programmed to start at 7. Patricia wished desperately that it was 7, that she had caffeine, that this conversation was happening at a more reasonable hour when her brain functioned at full capacity. I can't discuss my patients without... Dr. Moss, I need to know if David Brennan is dangerous. The question hung in the air between them. Patricia's mind raced through David's file. The initial evaluation in May, the diagnosis, the medication regimen, the sessions where he talked about his marriage falling apart and his parents' recent deaths and the voices he was starting to hear. And then the calls he'd stopped returning in July. The appointments he'd missed. The medication he'd stopped taking. What happened? Patricia asked, though part of her already knew, already saw where this was going with the terrible clarity of hindsight. I can't give you details yet, but I'm standing at a crime scene and Mr. Brennan's name keeps coming up. I need to know. Is he capable of violence? Patricia closed her eyes. Detective, I need more information before I can... 2 people are missing. Mr. Brennan is one of them. And there's evidence that suggests... Chen stopped. Dr. Moss, I know about patient confidentiality. I do. But if you know something that could help us find these people before... She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't have to. Patricia stood, walking to her window. Outside, Atlanta was beginning to wake up. First light touching the skyline, early commuters on the highway, the city stirring into another ordinary Friday. Except nothing about this Friday was ordinary. When did you last see him? Chen asked. July. He stopped attending appointments. I attempted multiple follow-ups. Did you consider him a danger to himself or others? That was the question, wasn't it? The question that would matter later when lawyers got involved, when families wanted someone to blame, when everyone asked why this wasn't prevented. Patricia thought about David in their last session, depressed, anxious about his crumbling marriage, talking about his wife having an affair, talking about how his parents' voices kept getting louder, kept giving him advice he knew he should ignore, but found increasingly compelling. She'd increased his medication, warned him about the importance of compliance, documented her concerns. But dangerous? Actively, imminently dangerous in a way that would justify involuntary commitment? No, Patricia said quietly. He was struggling, but he wasn't homicidal, not in any clinical sense. And now? Now I haven't seen him in 3 months. I don't know what his current state is. Detective Chen, please, what happened? I can't give you details yet, but we're treating this as a possible abduction or... She paused. Dr. Moss, if Mr. Brennan contacts you, call me immediately. Don't try to handle it yourself. Don't try to help him. Just call. Chen gave her a number. Patricia wrote it on the notepad she kept by her bed, her hand shaking slightly. The detective thanked her for her time and hung up. Patricia sat in the growing light, staring at the phone in her hand. Possible abduction. 2 people missing. David Brennan, who 3 months ago had sat in her office talking about hearing his dead parents' voices, was now connected to a crime scene. A patient she'd warned, documented, attempted to re-engage with treatment. A patient she'd done everything right with according to every protocol she knew. And it hadn't been enough. Patricia stood and walked to her kitchen, started the coffee maker manually, 23 minutes before it was programmed to begin. While it brewed, she pulled David's file from her home office and spread it across her kitchen table. May 15. Initial evaluation. Diagnosis: bipolar disorder type I with psychotic features. May 22. Started on lithium 900 mg twice daily, risperidone 3 mg at bedtime. June 5th. Patient reports symptoms improving, hallucinations decreasing. June 19th. Patient reports medication side effects, feeling flat. July 3rd. Missed appointment. July 10th. Follow-up call. Patient states feeling better, doesn't need to continue treatment. July 17th. Follow-up letter sent warning about risks of stopping medication. August through September. Multiple attempted contacts, no response. Patricia poured coffee into her favourite mug, the one her daughter had given her with "World's Best Mom" in fading letters. She added too much cream and stood at her window watching the city wake up, wondering what had happened in the 3 months since July. Wondering where David was now, wondering who the 2 missing people were and whether they were still alive. The phone rang again. Different number, but she recognised it immediately. Northside Christian Academy, where David worked as chaplain. "Dr. Moss, this is Michelle Henderson, principal at Northside Christian. I'm so sorry to call so early, but we have a situation." Patricia closed her eyes. "I know, the police already called." "Then you know about—" Henderson's voice caught. "Dr. Moss, one of our teachers is missing. And David Brennan, one of our staff members, saw him yesterday looking. They said he looked wrong, injuries on his face. And now both he and the teacher are gone, and the police are asking questions, and I don't know what to tell our community." "I can't discuss David's medical information," Patricia said, "but I'll cooperate fully with the investigation." After Henderson hung up, Patricia sat at her kitchen table with David's file and her cooling coffee, and the growing certainty that something terrible had happened. That a patient she'd tried to help had done something she'd failed to prevent. The sun was fully up now, Friday morning, October 18th. Whatever had happened had already happened. The crisis was over. What came next was consequences, investigation, questions, accountability. But first, there would be this moment, this quiet kitchen, this coffee she couldn't drink, this file documenting everything she'd done right that had somehow still gone catastrophically wrong. Patricia's phone rang a third time. Detective Chen. "We found them," she said without preamble. "At a cabin on Lake Oconee. David Brennan is in custody. The other person—" A pause. "I need you to come to the station. There are things you need to know." "Is everyone alive?" Patricia asked, though she already knew the answer from Chen's tone. "Just come to the station, Dr. Moss, please." The line went dead. Patricia sat in her kitchen as Friday morning transformed into the kind of day that divided time into before and after. She thought about David Brennan, who 3 months ago had stopped taking medication against medical advice. She thought about the 2 missing people, at least one of whom was no longer missing but also no longer alive. She thought about all the protocols she'd followed, and all the warnings she'd documented, and all the phone calls she'd made that hadn't been answered. And she wondered, as she would wonder for months to come, whether there had been one more call she could have made, one more intervention she could have tried, one more something that might have changed October 17th into just another ordinary day. But October 17th was already over, and whatever had happened at Lake Oconee was already done. Patricia poured her coffee down the sink, grabbed her keys, and drove to the police station to learn how badly wrong everything had gone.